Robert Downey Jr. is undoubtedly the most important actor in the MCU, beginning with his first portrayal of Iron Man in a film that many said was destined to fail. But instead, the first Iron Man film helped in turning Marvel into a major studio. Today there are millions of fans, not only of Iron Man the character, but of Robert. However, there was a time when nobody wanted to work with him due to his terrible actions and behavior. He even did time in prison. Today, we're going to take a look at the dark past of Robert Downey Jr. But first, if you like Marvel-related content, specifically the movies, please check out our other channel, Info Marvel ENG. We will have weekly videos talking about all things MCU related. Robert Downey Jr.'s story begins in Manhattan. His father was an actor and film director. His mother was also an actress. Thus his life was always surrounded by the film industry. But unfortunately, his father was addicted to drugs. From a very young age, he grew up watching his father consume all types of controlled substances. Robert even confessed that the drugs created an emotional bond between him and his father, whom he let him try marijuana when he was barely 8 years old. He grew up sharing his father's addiction, believing that this was his way of showing love. Robert debuted as an actor in Hollywood at the age of 5, showing off great talent over other child actors, and was able to become an outstanding adult actor. While growing up, Robert worked in many different movies, earning him the recognition he wanted, and was even nominated for an Oscar in 1993. But his transition into adulthood was very difficult, stained by his continued use of controlled substances, which led his wife to leave him. He was given probation, which he ended up breaking in 1998, and was sentenced to more than 1 year in prison. Robert was released in the year 2000, and he decided to resume his career, but he was labeled as a high risk in Hollywood. He had a reputation of showing up to work high and was difficult to control. However, he managed to land a gig on the TV show Ally McBeal, for which he won a Golden Globe for his role. He was turning his life around, and Hollywood was slowly starting to call him for new projects. Just when things were getting better, Downey suffered a relapse and was once again arrested for drugs. But this time, he was sent to a rehabilitation center. He would disappear from the public eye for a time, then return in 2003 in the films Gothika and The Singing Detective. Despite his talents and acolytes, it became even more difficult for him to land any important roles, as studios feared he would relapse again. Many years passed, until finally one small studio decided to give him a chance. A job in a production called Iron Man that became the foundation of Marvel Studios. Robert went from practically being blacklisted to the best paid actor in Hollywood, with many incredible successful films and the admiration of millions of fans. The story of Iron Man is really about a billionaire playboy that was underestimated and trusted by barely anybody because of his poor behavior, despite his talents, but manages to change his life for the better. It's a story about redemption. So is Robert's life. Many thought that his career was over when he went to prison, that he would never kick his drug addiction, but he is still here, bigger than ever, clean and sober. Once upon a time, most studios avoided him. Today, Robert Downey Jr. is responsible for one of the biggest film franchises in the history of cinema, the MCU. A legendary comeback. Tell me what you think about Robert Downey Jr. Are you a fan of his work? What is your favorite Robert Downey Jr. movie? It feels good to be back. Thank you all for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, assume nothing and question everything.